I'm Brittany Lewis with Forbes Breaking News. Joining me now is Michael B. Moore, the Democrat looking to unseat Congresswoman Nancy Mace. Michael, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you. It's great to be back.
It is great to have you back. And as you know, ever since Kevin McCarthy's ouster as House Speaker, Congresswoman Nancy Mace has been in the news, in the headlines. And I want to get your reaction to some of them. Let's start most recently. Congress did approve a continuing resolution to avert a government shutdown on Monday night. Though this stopgap bill does only avert the government shutdown or keep the government funded rather through January, Nancy Mace voted against it. What do you make of that vote?
Well, look, I think Nancy Mace is showing us who she really is. Ultimately, people in the first congressional district have been confused. She says one thing, she votes another way. She is now aligning herself with the really extreme element of her party. We all know she was one of the 8 Republicans who voted to oust Kevin McCarthy. The next day she was gloating with Matt Gaetz on Steve Bannon's podcast. She said that she voted against the speaker because of issues around women's reproductive health, but voted for a speaker that is even more extreme on those issues than McCarthy. So it all doesn't make sense. Look, there are people who I talk to every day who are in need. They are struggling to provide for their families. There are seniors who are struggling with prescription drugs. There are a whole host of issues that serious people need to deal with in Washington. And Nancy continues to show that that's not who she is.
You do have something with former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy in common, and that's you both have called Nancy Mace a flip-flopper. And the Washington Post posed this question about her: a maverick or MAGA warrior? Which one do you think she is? Where do you fall? Where does Nancy Mace fall when it comes to Republicans? The MAGA side or the maverick side?
Well, I think she falls wherever political expedience leads her. It seems that she is trying out to be, former President Trump's vice presidential candidate. Either that or, she's looking for a job in the media. Maybe she's gunning for your job. Who knows? But, I think people all around, her Republican colleagues, are frustrated with her. Democrats are frustrated with her. There's so little that Democrats and Republicans can agree on these days, but everybody agrees that Nancy Mace is just too extreme, and certainly too extreme for the district that I live in. Trump won the first congressional district in South Carolina by only 52%. This is a real swing district, and she's alienating herself, and proving that it's all about Nancy.
Former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy told CNN earlier this month that he does not think that Nancy Mace will be reelected. What are your thoughts on his comments?
Well, here and again, there's not much that Kevin McCarthy and I agree with, but we certainly agree on that. Look, for me, ultimately, this is a message about just how broken the politics in Washington is. There are people, again, who need Washington to work for them. They pay their taxes, they do what is required of them, and expect the government to work. And, it seems that Republicans are too busy with their infighting to allow even the basic operation of government to work. So it's quite frustrating.